Karoline Leavitt has been left utterly speechless after uncovering a shocking secret about The View's Sunny Hostin. Known for her sharp wit and bold opinions, Sunny now finds herself at the center of a brewing scandal that could shake her reputation to the core. As whispers of deception and hidden truths emerge, the revelation has left Leavitt and fans everywhere stunned. What could Sunny possibly be hiding? This bombshell discovery has ignited a firestorm, leaving everyone wondering how far the fallout will spread. When Donald Trump Jr. appeared on The View in 2019, it was clear that he wasn't walking into friendly territory. As the son of then-President Donald Trump, he was already a polarizing figure. But his decision to promote his book on a show known for its liberal-leaning panel was a bold move. Sunny Hostin, however, saw his appearance as an opportunity to hold him accountable, not for his book, but for his actions. Sunny wasted no time cutting straight to the point. She immediately brought up the whistleblower controversy that had been dominating headlines during the impeachment inquiry into Donald Trump. Trump Jr. had come under fire for tweeting the alleged name of the whistleblower, and Sunny zeroed in on this issue with laser focus. She asked him how he could justify putting someone's safety at risk for political gain, her tone sharp and unyielding. Trump Jr., clearly prepared for a fight, tried to deflect. He pivoted to talking about media bias, claiming that his family was unfairly targeted by the press. But Sunny wasn't interested in his attempts to change the subject. She kept pressing, citing the potential dangers of his actions and questioning whether he understood the ethical implications of what he had done. As the exchange continued, the tension in the room escalated. Trump Jr. became visibly frustrated, his voice rising as he tried to defend himself. Sunny, on the other hand, remained calm and composed, her demeanor almost unnervingly steady as she refused to back down. The other co-hosts, including Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar, joined in to criticize Trump Jr. But it was Sunny who dominated the interaction. Her pointed questions and unwillingness to let him off the hook left little room for him to regain control of the conversation. By the end of the segment, Trump Jr. looked flustered and irritated. The audience's reaction was mixed. Some viewers praised Sunny for holding him accountable, while others felt she had been unnecessarily aggressive. Social media exploded with clips of the exchange, with viewers debating whether Sunny had gone too far or simply done her job. Regardless of opinion, one thing was clear. Sunny Hostin had made her presence felt, and the episode became one of the most talked about in the show's history. Kellyanne Conway, the former counselor to President Trump, is no stranger to tough interviews, but her appearance on The View turned out to be one of her most contentious. From the moment Conway walked on stage, it was clear that Sunny Hostin wasn't planning to hold back. Conway, known for her ability to deflect and pivot, found herself facing a co-host who refused to let her spin the narrative. Sunny started the interview by addressing Conway's infamous alternative facts comment, which had become a symbol of the Trump administration's strained relationship with the truth. Conway attempted to laugh it off, but Sunny quickly shifted the conversation to more serious topics. She brought up the administration's family separation policy at the U.S.-Mexico border, a controversial issue that had sparked widespread outrage. Sunny asked Conway to explain how she could defend such a policy, pointing out the traumatic impact it had on children and families. Conway, in her usual style, tried to pivot to the administration's broader immigration strategy, but Sunny wasn't having it. She repeatedly interrupted Conway's attempts to steer the conversation in a different direction, bringing the focus back to the human cost of the policy. Her questions were direct and unrelenting, forcing Conway to confront the ethical implications of the administration's actions. As the segment progressed, the tension between the two women became increasingly palpable. Sunny's calm and assertive tone contrasted sharply with Conway's growing frustration. At one point, Conway appeared visibly rattled, struggling to maintain her composure as Sunny continued to press her on the administration's controversial policies. By the time the interview ended, Conway looked flustered and exhausted. The audience's reaction was divided. Some viewers applauded Sunny for holding Conway accountable, while others felt she had been too aggressive. Regardless, the segment became one of the most talked about moments of the season, further cementing Sunny's reputation as a fearless interrogator. Omarosa Newman's appearance on The View was a recipe for drama from the start. The former White House aide, known for her time on The Apprentice and her brief tenure in the Trump administration, was there to promote her explosive tell-all book. But Sunny Hostin wasn't interested in letting Omarosa control the narrative. Sunny wasted no time addressing the elephant in the room: Omarosa's credibility. She questioned how someone who had spent years defending Trump could now position herself as a whistleblower. Omarosa, ever the media-savvy personality, tried to explain that she had seen the light and felt compelled to expose the truth. But Sunny wasn't convinced. She pressed Omarosa on why she hadn't spoken out sooner, pointing out that her silence during her time in the administration had enabled some of its most controversial actions. The tension between the two women was undeniable. Omarosa, known for her sharp tongue and quick wit, seemed to struggle under Sunny's relentless questioning. The conversation reached a boiling point when Sunny brought up the secret recordings Omarosa had made while working in the White House. She questioned the ethics of such actions, suggesting that they were more about self-preservation than exposing the truth. Omarosa, clearly irritated, tried to push back, accusing Sunny of being overly critical. But Sunny remained calm and focused, her questions becoming even sharper as the exchange continued. By the time the segment ended, Omarosa looked visibly rattled. Sunny had managed to expose the contradictions in her story, leaving viewers questioning her motivations. When Senator Ted Cruz appeared on The View, it was clear he wasn't going to get an easy ride. Sunny Hostin had long been critical of Cruz's policies, and this was her chance to confront him directly. From the moment he sat down, the tension was palpable. Sunny started the interview by questioning Cruz about his opposition to stricter gun control laws. She brought up specific mass shootings, demanding to know how he could justify his stance in the face of such devastating tragedies. Cruz, as expected, defended his position by citing the Second Amendment and blaming mental health issues for the rise in gun violence. But Sunny wasn't satisfied with his answers. She pressed him on why other countries with stricter gun laws didn't experience the same level of violence, challenging him to reconcile his rhetoric with the facts. Cruz, visibly irritated, accused Sunny of oversimplifying the issue. But Sunny didn't back down. Her questions grew sharper, her tone more assertive, as she continued to challenge his positions. The conversation took an even more dramatic turn when Sunny brought up Cruz's role in the January 6th Capitol riots. She questioned whether his objections to the 2020 election results had contributed to the violence, demanding that he take responsibility for his actions. Cruz, clearly frustrated, tried to steer the conversation back to his talking points, but Sunny refused to let him off the hook. By the time the segment ended, Cruz looked visibly flustered. Sunny had managed to put him on the defensive, even if he refused to admit it. Social media exploded with reactions, with many praising Sunny for her tough questioning and others accusing her of being overly confrontational. It was yet another dramatic episode that kept viewers talking long after the credits rolled. When Sarah Huckabee Sanders, former White House press secretary, agreed to appear on The View, it was clear she was walking into hostile territory. Known for her time as one of Donald Trump's most loyal defenders, Sanders had faced plenty of criticism during her tenure, but nothing quite like the grilling she received from Sunny Hostin. Sunny opened the interview with a direct question about Sarah's track record of spreading misinformation during her press briefings. Instead of easing into the conversation, Sunny went straight for the jugular, citing specific instances where Sanders had made statements that were later proven to be false. Sanders, visibly uncomfortable, tried to deflect by claiming she had always acted in good faith, but Sunny wasn't letting her off so easily. The conversation quickly turned to the family separation policy at the border, an issue that has repeatedly fueled heated debates on The View. Sunny pressed Sanders to explain how she could justify defending the administration's actions, pointing out the long-term trauma inflicted on children. Sanders attempted to pivot the conversation to the administration's broader immigration policies, but Sunny wasn't interested in generalities. She kept the focus on the human cost of the policy, her tone growing sharper with each question. The tension in the studio reached a boiling point when Sunny brought up Sanders' infamous admission that she had provided false information to the press during a briefing about FBI Director James Comey. Sunny demanded to know how someone in Sanders' position could reconcile that with the duty to provide accurate information to the public. Sanders, clearly flustered, struggled to provide a satisfying answer. When Megyn Kelly appeared on The View, it was clear the discussion would be heated. The former Fox News anchor, known for her controversial remarks and often inflammatory style, was already on thin ice after her widely criticized comments about blackface during her brief stint on NBC. Sunny Hostin, however, wasn't about to let those remarks go unchallenged. Sunny opened the conversation by addressing Kelly's comments head-on. She asked Kelly to explain how, in the 21st century, someone in her position could make such an ignorant statement. Kelly, visibly uncomfortable, tried to frame her remarks as a misunderstanding, claiming she had not intended to offend anyone. But Sunny wasn't buying it. She pressed Kelly on whether she truly understood the historical context and pain associated with blackface, her tone sharp and unrelenting. The tension in the studio grew as the conversation shifted to Kelly's time at Fox News. Sunny brought up specific segments from Kelly's tenure, questioning her role in perpetuating narratives that many viewed as racially insensitive. Kelly, clearly flustered, attempted to defend herself, arguing that she had always tried to approach issues with fairness. But Sunny wasn't letting her off the hook. Her questions grew more pointed, forcing Kelly to confront the broader implications of her words and actions. The exchange became even more intense when Sunny brought up Kelly's infamous comments about Santa Claus and Jesus being white. She pressed Kelly to explain how such remarks contributed to harmful stereotypes and alienated marginalized communities. Kelly, visibly rattled, struggled to provide a coherent response, her usual composure cracking under the pressure of Sunny's relentless questioning. By the end of the segment, Kelly looked defeated. Sunny had successfully exposed the contradictions in her narrative, leaving viewers questioning whether Kelly's attempts to rebrand herself were genuine. The audience reaction was once again split. Some praised Sunny for her tough questioning, while others felt she had been unnecessarily harsh. But regardless of opinion, the segment became yet another example of Sunny's ability to dominate a conversation and create must-watch television. While Nikki Haley hasn't yet appeared on The View during Sunny's tenure, that hasn't stopped the two from clashing. The controversy began when Sunny made comments on the show about Haley's decision to use her middle name professionally instead of her given first name, Nimarata. Sunny suggested that Haley's choice was an attempt to distance herself from her Indian heritage in order to appeal to a more conservative base, a claim that immediately sparked backlash. Haley quickly fired back, accusing Sunny of making unfair assumptions and defending her use of the name Nikki as a personal and cultural choice. The exchange spilled over onto social media, where viewers and political commentators alike debated whether Sunny's remarks were fair or inappropriate. Sunny, true to form, didn't back down. She defended her comments as part of a broader conversation about identity and authenticity in politics, arguing that public figures should be transparent about how they present themselves. But the controversy didn't end there. The debate reignited weeks later when the topic of cultural identity came up again on The View, with Sunny doubling down on her critique of Haley. The ongoing feud between the two women has only fueled speculation about whether Haley will eventually agree to appear on the show. If she does, viewers can expect Sunny to confront her head-on, bringing the same level of intensity and scrutiny that she has become known for. While Sunny's on-air clashes have made her a household name, the drama doesn't stop when the cameras are off. Behind the scenes, her unyielding style has reportedly created tension among her co-hosts and producers. Sunny's commitment to tough questioning and hard-hitting conversations has earned her both praise and criticism, with some insiders describing her as a perfectionist who isn't afraid to push boundaries. Producers have reportedly had to navigate the challenges of balancing Sunny's confrontational style with the show's broader goals. While her fiery exchanges with guests have brought in ratings and social media buzz, they've also sparked criticism from viewers who feel that her approach can sometimes be too aggressive for daytime television. Sunny's relationship with her co-hosts has also been a source of speculation. While she generally gets along with Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar, her dynamic with newer co-hosts like Alyssa Farah Griffin has been more contentious. Sources have suggested that the tension between Sunny and Alyssa occasionally spills over into production meetings, with the two women clashing over how certain topics should be handled. Despite these challenges, there's no denying that Sunny's approach has brought The View unprecedented levels of attention. Her ability to generate headlines and spark conversations has made her one of the most talked about figures on the show, cementing her status as a central and polarizing force in daytime television. Love her or hate her, there's no denying that Sunny Hostin has left an indelible mark on The View. Her confrontational style may not be for everyone, but it's impossible to ignore. As the show continues to evolve, one thing is certain: Sunny will remain at the center of the drama, ensuring that The View remains one of the most talked about shows on television.